GM Studio presents Factura by Matthias Isaacson, a generative series exploring the monolithic and minute. This collection is the fourth to be featured on the generative art platform, GM Studio. It consists of 999 pieces and launched on July 16, 2022. A generative art platform by artist, for artists. Our goal is to make generative art accessible and inclusive to all. We are the world's first community-owned and managed arts platform. We provide transparent and efficient submission process. Art selected on merit. No fees upfront. Competitive royalty structure. Broad exposure to established collectors and investors. Meet the GM Studios DAO curation team. GM Studios' current board consists of resident GM DAO artists, all of whom are experienced generative artists, as well as being highly respected in their fields. A brief history of cuts. 2 years ago, in July 2020, I started my journey into generative art and creative coding. Some of my earliest work explored the process of cutting shapes along a line, producing two or more smaller shapes. While this is a very simple and unoriginal idea, I was deeply fascinated by the complex and intricate behavior it produced, and the number of ways it could be expanded upon. This is demonstrated in tunneling into the structure until it falls, a 2020 piece that features circles recursively cut into smaller shapes. It starts with a large, plain circle, and ends with a small circle cut so many times that the lines blend into a solid fill. Despite utilizing only straight lines and flat fill, this process produces an unexpected illusion of depth. Eventually, I placed shape cutting on the shelf and moved on to new ideas. A year or so later, in October 2021, I decided to take a sabbatical from work. Around the same time, I started experimenting with 3D rendering, initially exploring Three.js and Blender. While these tools are fantastic, they offered many features that I simply didn't need, and I arrived at a naive assumption: what I want to accomplish essentially boils down to drawing a bunch of lines and shapes onto a canvas. That can't be too hard. With unlimited free time on my hands, I was primed to discover how wrong this would turn out to be. What followed was a lengthy and challenging process that would culminate in Factura. To begin with, I focused strictly on the technical aspects, like figuring out how an isometric projection works and trying out 50 different ways of computing the face rendering order. Once the foundation was solid, I started experimenting with abstract three-dimensional structures. An early iteration of this exploration is represented in the refinement of my decline from late 2021. It features a variety of tiling methods, like Voronoi diagrams, honeycomb patterns, and isometric grids. Included are also two tilings based on shape cutting.